Welcome D20 players. Let's take a look at the 2024 D&D Wizard. We have the latest playtest here on the right, and in green, highlighting all the things that have been confirmed with the previews that we got starting today, and also the article that's on D&D Beyond. On the left, for reference, we have the 2014 Wizard. So the first thing we got is Prepared Spells is now a fixed number. We have a Ritual Adept being a class feature at level 1. It's not really a new feature, they just broke it out to make sure you don't miss it. Scholar at level 2. Wizard subclass now is level 3. Memorize spell at level 5. Level 19 ability score improvement is now an epic boon. Coming down here into the base class for Wizard, we have a big feature being their cantrips, and you can change your cantrips at a long rest, replacing one of your cantrips every long rest. Spellbooks, they specify that it can only be read by you or someone casting Identify. The ritual caster aspect of spellbooks is broken out into Ritual Adept. So all classes now can cast rituals if their spell has a ritual tag. Wizards have the additional ability that if they don't even have to have the spell prepared, if it's in their book, they can read it right from their book, and that's under Ritual Adept. They can also use their book as a spellcasting focus. Then, at level 5 or level 2, we got Scholar. And in the playtest, that gave you expertise in Arcana, History, Nature, or Religion, your choice of one of those. Now you can also pick Investigation or Medicine. At level 5, we have Memorize Spell, and in the playtest that was study your spellbook for a minute. Now it's when you take a short rest. You can choose one spell, and you basically can swap out that spell for one of your prepared spells. It was slightly different in the playtest, but that's the way they described it for 2024. Level 18 Spell Mastery feature, not a new feature, but they do clarify that the spells you pick with this has to have a casting time of an action. You also always have them prepared, so you can cast them at higher levels if you want. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can study your spellbook and exchange one of them of the same level, maybe? That was in the playtest. They didn't spell it out specifically in the preview videos. So that's the base class. Not a lot of changes in Wizard. Of course, a Wizard's features are really their spells, so hopefully we'll get a look at spells. We haven't seen it yet. Let's look at the subclasses now for Wizard. We have Abjurer subclass. And this will be common for all the subclasses, where they get, instead of what they used to have being their savant power, where you could scribe spells less expensively, what you're going to get is a lot more spells. Once you pick this, you get 2 spells at level 1 or 2, and then every time you go up a level, you get another spell. And that is the same for all the different subclasses. Their level 3 Arcane Ward had a couple little changes here. Whenever you're casting Abjuration spell with a spell slot, so you're not doing a ritual with it, whenever you take damage, the ward takes the damage instead, and now the damage that the ward takes is after you reduce all the incoming damage. So it's the damage you take, not the damage that was inflicted to you. So if you have resistance, it comes off before the ward has to take the damage. So that's going to really strengthen wards a lot. When you cast an Abjuration spell with a spell slot, the ward gains its hit points, and you can also just use a bonus action to expend a spell slot. In case you don't have any Abjuration spells prepared at a certain level, you can just power it up with spell slots. Level 6, the same thing on the projected ward, except it'll be the resistances of the person you're protecting with the projected ward. Level 10, Spellbreaker. In the playtest, you always had Dispel Magic prepared. Now it's that and Counterspell, both prepared always. And Dispel Magic can be cast as a bonus action. And either one of those can be cast, and if you fail the check on it, you don't spend the slot for it. They did not confirm if you still get your proficiency bonus on those checks or not. Level or Diviner. So the next subclass for Wizard is the Diviner, and they get the Divination Savant, where they get more spells, divination spells. This one, they say, largely remains the same. Portent's a pretty cool feature for Diviner. They clarified Third Eye a little bit, or gave it some different options where it's a bonus action to use it, and they did put the Dark Vision out to 120 feet. Let's look at Divination before Third Eye. There we go. So, yeah, here the Divination used to be 60 feet. Ethereal Sight's gone, but you can see invisibility. They did not speak to Greater Comprehension. I would assume it's probably still there. And your see invisibility, you can do that without spending a spell slot. That is the Divination subclass. The next subclass we have is Evoker. And for Evoker, you have Evocation Savant, also where you can gain some evocation spells at level 1 and 2, and one every level you up. And then you have, they swapped Potent Cantrip and Sculpt spells, so that was kind of a downer for some people, because now you gotta wait till level 6 to sculpt that Fireball, or that Shatter, or any other spell with an area effect. But the Potent Cantrip, they did beef up. So when you cast a cantrip at a creature, and you miss, so when you make an attack roll with a cantrip, you get this potent cantrip. And also, if the target succeeds in their saving throw, either way, they're going to take half the cantrip's damage, but suffer no additional effects. Level 6, the scope spell, besides moving to level 6, didn't change otherwise. Still a very potent class ability for the Evoker. And they did have one clarification in the playtest on the overchannel, but they didn't speak to it in the presentation. So that may or may not be the same. Then the last of the subclasses that'll be in the 2024 Player's Handbook is the Illusionist subclass. So you have the Illusion Savant with illusion spells, and one every level you go up. And then you have level 3, it was called, let's look at Illusionist here, Illusion Savant, and now it's called Improved Illusion, or it's called Improved Minor Illusion. Now it's Improved Illusion, and lets you ignore verbal components for your illusion spells. It increases the ranges of illusion spells that had a range of 10 feet or higher by adding 60 more feet to their range. And you know the minor illusion cantrip, and you can cast it as a bonus action. So lots of goodness there right up the bat at level 3 for the Illusionist. At level 6, it used to be malleable illusions, and that's gone, replaced by phantasmal creatures. And with that, you get Summon Beast and Summon Fae as always prepared spells. And once per long rest, you can, and I think you can do this anytime you cast it, but once per long rest, you can cast it this way for free. You can bring these in instead of conjurations as illusions, which means the range, in theory, should be increased. And the drawback with the illusionary versions is they have half hit points. I don't know if that applies all the time you cast it or just the time you cast it with that one free time per long rest. Illusory Self had one nice big improvement. It used to be that when a creature makes an attack roll against you, you would use your reaction to interpose it. Now it's if they hit you. So there's no reason to waste it, no reason to worry about it until you know that you've been hit. Furthermore, they let you beef it up. So you can restore your uses of it by expending a spell slot of level 2 or higher, no action required. So I would assume at any point, if you got a big hit incoming, you can just, no action required, spend that spell slot and then use it on that attack. So that's nice. Level 14, Illusory Reality. They didn't really say they were going to change anything here, so it, in theory, should be all about the same as it is. They did give guidance in the rules glossary, they say, on illusions, in addition to a lot of other conditions. And they indicated they're going to give a preview of the rules glossary. That's going to be really, really good to see. So that is it. That's the wizard. Obviously, most of the wizard's powers is in their spells. They definitely have a lot of features to give them a little bit more access to spells, but we're going to see when we see how the counterspell works and Force Cage works and all these spells that they have, and they got a whole bunch of new ones. That's going to be the major changes for the wizard. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.